I've been rather taken by the design of this cheese grater that I found in the kitchen. And what I'm going to try and do with the aid of a little light and my phone camera is to create an interesting abstract effect, try and capture the metallic nature of the outside of the cheese grater, and also see what happens when I shine the lights through and experiment with some solar flare photography right into my camera lens. The good thing about this grater is that there are two halves to it with two different sized holes, so I'll experiment with those later. Let's go with a smaller one first of all. Now, I've turned the lights out in here because I think it's the light from my light source that's going to be the most interesting thing here. Now, very often when we're taking photo and video, we try and soften the light to create a more even spread. With this, I'm going to take this little bit of diffuser, a bit of plastic and a bit of paper here. I'm going to take that off, and we've got these very harsh LED lights instead. I think that harshness is what's going to be really interesting here. So, camera at the ready. This cheese grater stands on its side, which is very helpful indeed. And what I'm going to do is see what I get when I shine the light through these holes. And it seems counterintuitive. Shine my camera through those holes. And what I'm seeing is, you see, right, this is great. All of these lines and different colours that are appearing, these are flares. This is where the light from my light source is going either straight into the lens on my phone here, or it's bouncing around the individual elements. And you get these weird effects, lines and different colours that actually are very, very sought after. You know, many Hollywood film directors go crazy for different solar flare effects with very expensive cameras and lenses, but we're getting one essentially for free here. So, I'm going to take some stills, make sure I'm locked as best as I can be on the grater. There we go. See if I can get some of those. You see the blues and the greens there. That's lovely. I'm going to get these as stills, but I think there's going to be a nice line in getting this as a video. One thing I should say is that I'm zoomed in here. This phone has got an optical zoom, and that's just helping to abstract some of the background here. If I just go onto a 1, I mean, that's kind of interesting from a geometric point of view, but I can see my arm in the background. If I zoom right in, it actually throws some of what's through the holes out of focus, which is a lovely effect. Okay, I'm going to go into video now. And again, go into zoom. Okay, let's just pick something and focus on that. Let's see. Oh, that's quite harsh, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to roll my camera, my light, along the back here. Let's just see what we get. I might need to crop either side of this just to trim the beginning and end, but let's see what we get. There we go. Nice. Okay, I'll do that again, but in the other direction. I'm just going to rest my phone on the surface there, just so it's not quite so bouncy. And actually we get a nice diagonal effect there, kind of more dynamic lines. Okay. Okay. And cut. I'll probably trim the beginning and the end, but it's always good to have a little bit of, we call them handles, at the beginning and at the end, so you can choose where to come in and where to come out. I'm just going to try the same with the other half of the cheese grater with the slightly larger holes. See if that gives me anything different. I'm going to turn it around. See if that changes things. Okay, so same again. I'm just going to go into, make sure I'm in photo first of all. Zoomed right in. Ah, I mean, they look great. Just position it so I'm getting those lovely greens and blues. And it probably helps that the surface of this cheese grater is metallic and very reflective. Lovely. Then go into video, and again, just try the same trick. And action, and just rest it on the side, angle it up. There we are, more of a stable shot. Use the table to help steady. We're rolling, and nice. I'll cut and just roll again. I'm just going to angle my light up a little bit more. Okay, count to 3 before I go. There we go, and away we are. And count to 3 at the end and cut. Feels like some kind of 1970s disco with all of those lights shining on there. I'm really excited to take a look at what we got. This is one of the first shots that I took, and it's deliciously out of focus. I think the camera was struggling to focus when it was so close to the subject, and there wasn't very much in the way of hard lines to grab onto. But I really like it. Again, it's very abstract. You'd be hard-pressed to know that this was a cheese grater, I think. Okay, so here's another one. Again, we're seeing now these strange colours, these artifacts from having light shone directly into the camera lens. Again, still very abstract. I can't even begin to try and describe what this looks like, but I really like it. Right, oh, this is the video. Right. And as we can see, as the light passes through, we get these wonderful flares coming through. Let's just watch that again. And I will trim the beginning and the end of that before I share it. And the flares go in the opposite direction. The light was moving in one direction, but the flares go in the opposite direction as they bounce off the lens elements. And there's a still version of that. Again, you can just see the lights poking through, but you've got this shard of light with the bright, I guess it's green, a greeny blue hue that these show up as. I really like the stills, but I think the video, once I've trimmed it, is the shot that I'm going to get the most satisfaction from.